Meet my boyfriend August, professional sailor and engineer.
Meet Tandia, with no sailing skills, but a heck of a lot of enthusiasm.
It's so exciting.
We live in Copenhagen, where we're spending the winter and spring.
It is -4 degrees.
Restoring our floating home so that she's ready for an Atlantic crossing later this year. A lot of people commented on our last video, warning us of the dangers and frustrations of teaching your partner how to sail.
Just be quick. 3, 2,
1. The thing is, August has been teaching people to sail for many years. And whilst this new dynamic between us is testing at times...
No, you said you can leave it open, or it's fine if it's open.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just asking so I understand.
We've sort of got to get used to it if we're going to spend the next couple of years sailing from Copenhagen to Sydney, living in a confined space and spending weeks at sea together on multiple ocean crossings.
So stick around as we bring you along for this exciting, stressful, how else would you explain this, and rather chaotic process, prepping the boat and Tandia for our big adventure.
You know how you were telling me about the previous owners of the boat?
Yeah.
And how we were talking about when to leave, having the opportunity to leave this year, and why we would choose this year over next year or the year after. The 2 previous owners both had plans to do similar things to us, like a big adventure. And neither of them did it.
Well, the first one got sick and died.
The first guy got sick. He was going to sail around the world as well.
Yeah.
And he got a serious illness.
Yeah.
And passed away before he could do it. And the other couple were going to do some big adventure sailing and biking.
Yeah.
And they also never did it. It just makes you think, right? Like if you put it off, something gets in the way, and then you don't end up... None of them would have thought that it wouldn't happen. You buy the boat and you think that now it's going to happen, but it doesn't actually mean that. It's not guaranteed.
Doesn't mean anything.
It's kind of scary. It puts a level of urgency on it. If you can do it.
Just doing it.
Just freaking do it.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about it.
And right here is when Tandia decided that we would sail across the Atlantic this year. But first we have to check if the engine will start. After 4 months of not being on. We had so many boat jobs that we thought we'd spare you a bit and just show you some of them. This is actually the first time we took the boat out. This is in the spring of 25. We bought it in November of 24. So this is the first sail, just checking everything is in order, and the boat was running smoothly.
I'm winding this, and that's going to pull the halyard,
No.
the main sheet.
So this setup that we have on our boat is a furling mast setup for the main. We didn't choose it, but it is useful. Tandia is going to be pulling the main sail out of the mast using the out haul. Every boat has an out haul. We use ours to pull it out. The main is already up, if you can say that. Okay?
Yeah, that's still quite technical language though. Like what's an out haul, what's a main? Your easing then is...
That's the furl line. Because you pull this when you want to furl it in.
Ah, okay, yeah, I get it.
But I can't just let it go because it's going to go...
You loosen like this.
Yeah. That happens when you don't have enough revolutions on it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It looks better. Well, there's more friction on it.
Will that make it easier?
No. Unfortunately.
Damn it.
Yeah, so same idea as before.
Yeah.
We're going to unfurl the genoa.
We're just gonna ease the furl line, and you're gonna trim on the sheet. Okay? One important thing is that we, again, try and do it head to wind, so that it doesn't pull on us, and that the opposite side, so the windward side of the sheet, is undone, so it doesn't kink. Yeah. Okay?
Okay, so I'm gonna hold this one down.
Yeah, pull on it, and always, as we do when we sail, we always look out instead of down. Okay?
Something I've been known to do wrong.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So what we're doing next is learning how to trim a sail and not just pull it until it can't be pulled anymore. All right?
The undertone.
I think that was just a tone.
Okay, now we're gonna take in the sails, and I know how to do this. First, we're going to do the genoa. That involves the furling line, which is...
So 1 in 5 chance you get it right.
No, we
Just by guessing.
It's this one. No, it's this one.
Yeah?
Wait, is it this one? No, it's this one.
Ooh.
It's this one.
And while Tandia is finding the right line, a little trick is when it's light winds, I would say generally up until plus 15 knots, I would always go downwind when you furl your jib or genoa. It makes for a nicer furl, more tuck furl, and it doesn't destroy the sail on the way.
This would be just one of many, many sailing lessons I would have over the coming months. But heading back into the harbour, the boat was in desperate need of some love.
Okay, so we will do a couple of things.
Okay.
First, we need to cut back the caulking.
Okay.
Then we need to rinse it down with some algae remover. And then we need to clean just the general deck.
This boat is actually so dirty. So much algae, so much mold. All of the surfaces are covered in grime. When you scrub things, they come back a completely different colour. Look at this. How are you doing?
Cramps. But I mean, you could just keep going. Keep rinsing, keep scrubbing. There's always going to be something to scrub. It's insane.
How long did this take you? Like an hour? Hour and a half?
Yeah.
For less than a metre squared? Half a metre squared?
Shit. Okay, so right now we are cleaning out the stern lockers, and we've actually never been down here. We have no idea what's in it. But it looks like a lot. A lot. Wow, so much oil. We have oil for the whole city.
Another one of these things.
Oh, great. Then we have 4. What is it?
A huge fishing rod.
Wow.
It's completely stuck. It's very moldy. It's in like good condition.
Yeah, it's insane. This is like a proper tuna.
Wow, it's nice. It was completely wedged in there, and there's so much mold.
Unfortunately, the mold wasn't just isolated to the lockers, but had spread to our bedroom. And whilst this was easy to remove from the walls and the ceilings, if it were to get into our mattress, it would be an entirely different story. So we were honestly super relieved when we discovered that Woodworking has a product for this. For each of our cabins, we got a mattress underlay, which is basically a 3D air mesh that allows air to circulate underneath the mattress. We also got some to go on top, because I honestly can't imagine anything worse than sleeping on a moldy mattress, and I wouldn't expect our guests to do the same either. Earlier today, August was changing out the old water heater because it's broken. We were trying to drain it. Water started going everywhere and it was flooding in the cabinet. He'd put a plug in it, but it was still leaking everywhere. And he wanted to get the plug further in so that it would stop leaking. And he yelled at me to grab a hammer. And I didn't know where the tools were. I said, where do I get a hammer? And he said, where all the tools are. And so I was rummaging around up here for way too long whilst there was a leak. And he was really stressed. So he's now decided that I'm being tasked with taking apart this table because it needs to be sanded and varnished and fixed a little bit. What better way to learn where all the tools are and how to use all of them than to be given my own little project. So that is what I'm doing now. Yeah, so it's got a lot of oil stains on it at the moment and the wood is really old and kind of gross. So the first step is to figure out what tools I need. I think I just need to unscrew the screws. Something to unscrew the screws, which I'm assuming this... What's this called?
It's a screwdriver.
Oh, I thought a screwdriver was electric. Nope. Oops, that's the wrong one. Honestly, love a manual task. Spend all day looking at a screen normally, so I am not complaining. What's the tool that you use to get a bolt off? Do we have them in all different sizes? Because I'm just using this massive grippy thing. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what I feel like it's the wrong tool. Surely I have a really small bolt. Surely there's something that makes more sense. Like this, but this one, but smaller. Alright, I'm on my own. He's busy and unresponsive. Nah, I'm just gonna use that weird thing again. Now, you might be watching this and thinking, what an idiot. And I agree with you. I do look like an idiot in this footage, but this is the beautiful thing about learning something new. And this, I think, is what this whole experience of learning to sail and learning how everything on a boat works is teaching me. Well, there's two things I think it's teaching me. Firstly, I can now watch this footage back and think, wow, Tandia, that's really silly, because the things that I'm doing in this footage now feel really obvious to me because I did them and now I know how to do those things. And now I can watch it and think, that's really obvious, because it is obvious, but it wasn't before. And the second thing is, as we get older, it just gets harder and harder to try new things, especially when those things are going to make us look and feel really stupid, like this for me. But, I think that the act of filming myself do that, I could feel at the time, this is a bit, Tandia, look this. Are you really gonna put this in a video? But because I was documenting it, it made the whole process feel more light and more fun and more silly. And I think that's the message here. It makes it a whole lot more fun if we just don't take life so seriously and have a laugh at ourselves, which is what I am doing now. Laughing at myself. Feel free to laugh at me as well. I won't take it personally. Oh yeah. There's this cable that goes into the table. Okay, Dr. Seuss. And I don't really know where it goes. It goes into this. What's it for?
That's a light.
All that cable for that little light.
A few minutes later.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, I thought you took this out.
No, can I?
Yeah, you have to.
How? That's what I was asking.
I thought you were asking what it was for.
No, I guess. What's it for? See, I didn't really ask it, did I?
No, you just asked what it was.
What's it for?
So you have to undo this.
Ah.
And
I take the light out.
Take the light out.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Wow. Now what?
I don't know. I guess I'll just put it back in.
Maybe flip it
Why?
so you can get all that stuff off.
Part 2. I have no idea what I'm doing. We are in the woodworking workshop to sand all of these pieces down. But my first problem is that these cup holders, I can't get them out. They're really stuck in there. I've tried jamming like a Stanley knife under here and wedging them out, and that hasn't worked. So I think I'm just gonna have to try brute force. So many different pieces to figure out if this dusty old thing even works. What the hell is that? Are you kidding me? I do this thing when I don't really know what I'm doing and I'm doing a new task where I kind of, if it's not really easily obvious straight away, I kind of just do a half effort and wait for someone to come and help me. And I think August knows that I do that because I just sort of like wait for him to step in and be like, do it this way. So he's just intentionally abandoned me on this task. He's like, you're gonna figure it out on your own. But in my defense, this would be a quarter of the time if I had some guidance. I can't, there's no plug in here. I don't understand. Of course. This is incredibly satisfying. It's gonna look great. This table was so green and grey and grimy. Look who decided to show up. So whilst this video has been recorded over 6 months, we are getting closer and closer to the present day now. And if you've seen our previous video, you'll know that we've had some leaks in both our bilge pump and in our water heater. And so since getting back from that trip, August has been diving into these boat jobs.
I think one thing that stresses me out a little bit is this continuing problem with the bilge pump. The problem is actually the fact that I don't exactly understand how it works. It's supposed to be super easy. It's supposed to be a pump that pumps water from the bilge out the boat. And I can even show you where it's supposed to come out. Okay, so basically down here, so you can see this one on the far left, that one. That's where the water comes out when I turn on the bilge. But when I undo the hose, sort of unattach it from the reserve, from the spring valve, the water comes flushing. The water just comes rushing back, and I don't know why. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. So, water is gathered in here in the bilge. This is the lowest point on the boat, and you can see all these axes are just drain points from anywhere in the boat, and they all meet up here. So this one is the perpetrator. This is the bilge pump hose, but as you can see, hopefully, it's dripping. And the reason why it's dripping is because water is flowing back from whatever, I don't know where, comes rushing back in here through this one, this pipe here, that one, and up through the water, this pump, this hydro pump, also in this case is the bilge pump. And I guess if water comes back in my mind, that means that the bilge exits below the waterline, because how else would it come in, you know? But I just witnessed the water coming out quite far above the waterline, out on the back. So I don't know how that works. My only theory is that water is somehow stuck in between this point and the slightly higher point out there, that you've got a couple of liters stuck at an angle that sort of keeps flowing back. That would be stupid design as well, but how else would you explain this? So we're going to do a little test here. It shouldn't be more than 10 liters, and I have this bucket which is 10 liters, so I shouldn't be able to fill it. If I am able to fill it, that means, well, I don't know what it means. So this is the setup. Bucket down here, the hose that hopefully can redirect the water from the outlet hose through this one and into the bucket. I feel like if we can gather more than 10 liters of water, that means something doesn't add up then. This is not going to be easy. You're going to be hearing a lot of grunting, but that's completely normal. So first of all, I'm going to start by undoing these. I've put a little plastic bag down there just to try and see if I can catch some of the water that spills. Okay, well, I guess here goes nothing. What's that taste? My theory was correct. That was disgusting. I catched it with the bag, not with the clever system here. But incredible that it can have that much power to push back through the whole system. Oh, that was disgusting. This is hopefully going to make sure that we don't sink. Welcome back to a professional unboxing of this very important package we got from Woodworking. It's a bilge pump because the old one we have right now is leaking. That's not good because the bilge pump is what's supposed to make sure that we don't sink. Wow, look at this beast.
In the coming videos, we're going to show you guys more of our lives here in Copenhagen as we balance these final months of work with preparing to sail around the world. So, if you're still watching after all of that boat work, here's a little sneak peek at what's to come.
So, it's 5:30 a.m. and today I'm gonna go and sail one of the largest offshore races in Denmark. And I thought I would bring you along.
Just a casual spearfishing gun.
Så Henrik, Simon og mig, vi sætter os ned, og så laver vi en ruteplan.
I love this part of the city so much. It feels like a small little country town. It doesn't feel like you're in almost the center of Copenhagen. It's crazy. I love finding new morning swim spots. I did not know that this existed. It's always where the kayaks go. That's where you find the best swim spots in Copenhagen. There's all these little kayak pontoons around. Oh, wow. I'm having so many breaks on this run, it's hardly even a run anymore. Still really cold. You coming with me? So nice. And you know what the best part about all of this is? Is that it is only 8:21 a.m.
So I still have 40 minutes before I have to go to work. I feel like I've had a whole day already to myself before I have to go and work. And it's just the nicest way to start the day. Thanks guys, we'll see you in the next one.